All right. Well, Pam, welcome to the Home Services Growth Summit show. That's a mouthful, I know, but tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to Engage.
Yeah, so I am the director of marketing at Ingage. I've been here for just over 4 years. I fell into Engage in a really fun way. So my background is actually in classical singing. I have 2 degrees in opera performance, which is unusual to be here. But then about 8 years ago or so, I got into B2B sales. I was working at Apple doing B2B sales. And my former manager from that job he started working at Engage when he lived in New York City. And I was at another company by this point about 4.5 years ago doing lead generation and marketing for a fintech company. And he called me and said, "Hey, I'm working for this really cool company called Engage. I really believe in what we're doing. We need a sales rep. Do you want to come on board?" And at that point in time, I was not really interested in going back into sales, but I also really wanted out of my job because my boss had left. And I was just looking to make a career move. I was like, I want to go somewhere else. And he's like, "You're not going to regret it. Come with us." So I did. And within like 3 months, I was running the marketing department.
Wow.
So this has been a really fun journey at Engage. And that was Jeff Mann, our VP of sales, who is still with Engage as well. So it's been a wild ride. And that's how I ended up here. It was kind of just, I was looking to make a change. And that's what I really love about working with home improvement and home services companies is that home improvement and home services guys will just they accept everybody.
Mhm.
They'll take you no matter what and teach you what you need to know and get you up to speed in the industry. I feel like everyone in this industry has a really cool background because of that.
Yeah, I don't know that there are going to be any other people at the conference, though, that will be classical singers.
Probably not. I'm a bit unusual, but I have run into people who've done all sorts of cool stuff. There are a
That's
lot of
true.
folks who were in the military. There are a lot of folks who were teachers or, worked in all different kinds of industries and then just ended up here. And home
Yeah.
services will take you no matter where you came from.
Well, shark diving is one of those, but tell us a little bit about Engage and what Engage does. I hear about Engage on a pretty frequent basis with a lot of the companies that I work with, but tell us a little bit more, from a layman perspective.
Yeah, so Ingage is the industry leading sales enablement presentation platform for home services and home improvement. So that's a big way of saying that we help teams to create beautiful, interactive, engaging content, share it with the people who need it through our cloud-based platform, and then measure the impact of that content and the performance of their reps through our rich analytics. So we help sales managers and marketing leaders just get their messaging out there and make sure that it's being delivered the way they want it delivered. That's always the biggest thing is that accountability element.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you enjoy most about your role. I know we talked earlier. Your sales team's going to be at our conference.
Mhm.
What do you enjoy most? I'm always intrigued, especially in the world of sales. Your music background, like sales, brings a lot of different people to a lot of different
It
places. But
does.
what's your passion and what it is you do?
So I really enjoy the fact that we are truly a startup here at Engage. Our company's been around in different forms for over a decade, but this particular iteration of Engage is just a little older than my time here. So we've really only been around for about 5 years in this iteration, and we are fast paced. We're very nimble. We kind of fell into home improvement, and we ended up in home improvement because some people downloaded our app on the App Store who were in home improvement, and we called them and we're like, "Hey, what are you doing with our product?" And they told us, and that's how we ended up here. And I love that every single day in my job is drastically different. There's no 2 days that look alike. I get to do all sorts of really fun stuff. I host our podcast and I host our webinars. So I get to talk to pretty much everyone who touches our product, from our own internal team to our manufacturing customers to our mid-market home improvement customers and home services customers. I also have the best team in marketing. I'm very, very fortunate to have been able to hire my entire team myself. I built it from the ground up. So not only are they incredibly talented people who are very good at their jobs, but they're all really good people to work with. And my team is just like no drama. We all pull together. We have a great time together. We did our first ever team offsite this year here in Chicago, where I live, and it was just nonstop fun from start to finish. So that's just kind of some of the stuff I love about working here.
We'll talk a little bit about what Engage's platform does and the content you basically create that helps enable a lot of home services businesses use it to show customers what it is
Yeah,
they need.
so the hardest thing that most home services and home improvement sales reps and sales technicians have to do is to communicate really complex concepts to someone who's probably never encountered these products or systems before. When you think about it, you're talking to a homeowner who has probably never had to install an HVAC system. They've never had to install a new roof. They don't know anything about the product that they're buying. Maybe they've done some online research, but you know, especially younger homeowners have never had to encounter these things before. And they're number one, nervous because everyone has horror stories about contractors that they've worked with. And number two, they want to make sure that they're making the right decision because their home is their largest investment.
Mhm.
And they don't want to mess that one up. You don't want to buy the wrong system and then have to replace it in a couple of years, or find out when you go to sell your house in the inspection that it was installed incorrectly. It's incredibly nerve-wracking. So our customers have the immense challenge of having to take really complex concepts and distill them down into digestible nuggets that they can communicate in a shorter sales appointment. For a home improvement customer of ours, that may be, an hour to 2 hour sales appointment. For home services sales technicians, they have such a challenge to communicate this information in minutes. They have minutes with a customer. So the Engage platform really helps them to be able to non-linearly navigate these complex conversations. They may have a piece of sales content that has 15, 20, 30 pages within Engage, but our platform allows them to be able to jump to the section that's applicable to the customer right in front of them, easily navigate through interactivity and buttons to help them answer those customer questions in the moment. And we also host video natively. So our video works offline and it's native to the platform. A customer who watches an explainer video is like 80% more likely to buy a product than a customer who just gets verbal or written information. So let's say that you're a sales technician, you're trying to explain the difference between the HVAC system that your company sells and installs versus a competitor. If you can put that explainer video in front of them and say, this is why you should go with this product, and this is why I think you actually need a higher tier of it, you're going to be much more likely to make that sale and win the trust of that customer. And that's really where our secret sauce is, in helping you connect with a customer in the moment, without losing their attention or overwhelming them or making them feel uncomfortable.
Dustin.
I mean, the tools you're providing are just phenomenal. I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm visualizing myself even at an early age when you said first time home buyers. I'm just like, wow, like these tools just to make the sales process, to just feel it. And as a salesperson, that's extremely, extremely valuable. How many customers have you guys helped year to date? I know you only started 5 years. You guys are cutting edge on this.
Yeah, so we're actually in a really interesting situation with our company right now. So we have, I believe, just under 600 individual customers who are signed with us, who have direct contracts where they make their own content on the Engage platform. But we also work with over 50 building product manufacturers in the home improvement and home services space. And those relationships allow us to be able to provide free or low cost content to thousands of contractors. So we have, I believe, close to 5,000, if not just over 5,000 individual companies who are accessing content on our platform. And we have reached into tens of thousands of contractors through these relationships because the manufacturers want to disseminate great content to their dealers. They want the people who are selling their products to be using approved messaging, approved visuals, the latest content. And our platform enables them to get that information into the hands of the people who are actually out there selling their products.
Yeah, Dustin paused there for a second, and I thought maybe the cat had gotten his tongue. It looks like we got a lucky black cat behind us.
Yes, that is Nadir. He's in almost everything I record. There's no way to keep him out. It's so funny. I'll be at a conference and people will come up to me and ask me about him
Oh,
because
absolutely.
everyone knows him.
Absolutely. Well, so you talked about being there over 4 years. How have you seen the market, if you will, or maybe the technology as well morph in what you were doing 4 years ago today with your end customers to what you're doing now?
It is night and day. When I started at this company at the end of 2019, it was like pulling teeth to get people to use technology in the home. We were just at the start of the digital transformation, and the onslaught of COVID really pushed everybody into the 21st century. They were kicking and screaming, but we brought them over. And at that point, I was still doing like half marketing, half sales. And I was taking like 7 demos a day of our product at the onslaught of COVID because everybody suddenly realized they needed digital tools to sell. And so we saw a massive transformation from the end of 2019 to where we are today, where almost every company that we encounter has some kind of digital tool as part of their sales tech stack. They're using something when they're selling, whether it's, an application to take in-store photos, configuring pricing and quoting tools, estimate tools, financing apps. They're using something digital in the home. So that has definitely been a night and day difference. As far as our product goes, we are in a completely different place than we were in 2019 when I started here. Our primary focus in 2019 was our iOS application. And so most of our product was through our iOS app, and that was how everything worked. Since then, our product and engineering team has done an incredible job of building out new functionality, really making a robust desktop app for us. And our customers have been key to all of those changes and all of those feature requests. We talk to them regularly. We just did a huge rebuild of our analytics platform. And we actually worked with about 30 of our top customers to rebuild that analytics platform hand in hand with them and have them tested along the way. So it's been explosive growth over these last 4 years. And it's been really exciting to see the changes both within our company itself and in the industry at large.
Talk then a little bit about the results that the end dealers are seeing when they use the platform. And it's a little bit of a softball question, but you're basically, helping enable them to create more sales. And I'd love to see what the proof in the pudding is with some of the numbers.
Yeah, so there are three big KPIs that we influence. So number one is close rate. On average, our customers will see somewhere usually between a 5 to 10 point increase in their close rate using Ingage. And this is all down to that customer connection point that I talked about earlier. If you engage the customer, pun intended, and if you really connect with them and help them to understand what it is you're selling them, what it is they need for their home, you're going to see a higher close rate. It also helps you to stand out from the competition. Most customers today are getting 3 to 5 bids for every project that they're doing on their home. And if you walk in with an iPad and you look like you have your act together versus someone who walks in with a binder full of mess and has carbon copy papers everywhere, you're going to look more professional. Your business is going to stand out. The second KPI that we really influence is average ticket. Our customers today are really struggling with leads. Leads are down. We went through the deluge of leads from 2020 to 2022. 2023 has been all about trying to keep that lead flow up when people are distracted and spending money on other things. And I think this is going to continue well into 2024. It's still going to be a challenge. How do you do more with less? The way you do more with less is by increasing that average ticket. If you can get 3 to 5 points added on to every single sale, that's real money over the course of a year. That's going to help you to retain your employees because their commissions are going to be higher, and it's going to help you to grow your business as a leader. And our platform helps folks to do that. Our customers, again, usually see somewhere between like a 3 to 7 point increase in their average ticket. We've seen some customers on the high end of that, upwards of, 10, 15 points on their ticket. It helps them to sell harder to sell items. So those extra warranties, service packages, upgrades, things that are hard to explain to a customer that really boost that ticket, Ingage can help you there. And then the third point that we help customers with is customer satisfaction. Where do you get your best leads? You get your best leads from referrals. Mm-hmm. Those are the leads that come in that are just guaranteed to close if someone sends their family or friends to you. How do you get those leads? You create a magnificent customer experience from start to finish. And that includes your sales process. Your technician process, your inspection process is so important. If you can create that wonderful, slick, professional experience for a customer up front, they're more likely to refer you customers on the back end, and they're going to give you higher ratings on Google, on Facebook. They're going to tell their friends about you.
I just had someone come to my house to present something, if you will, kind of use it to fix something. And it was, to your point, this is one of the things that, I work in marketing, but I get tired of some of the packaging sometimes, the over packaging. But somebody shows up at my door and they look disheveled. They these papers and
a bit raggedy, if you will.
A bit raggedy, yeah. And it's so amazing because I've been on ride-alongs with people, and I'm like sitting there wondering, why don't you have Ingage? I'm sitting there thinking, why isn't this presented? I'm holding my hand up here like I'm holding an iPad in a professional way that sort of can help me imagine what it looks like. And it's to borrow a little bit of a digital marketing comparison, it's a little bit like conversion rate optimization. Mm-hmm. Either the website looks good or it doesn't, but at 5 to 10% incremental lift can be worth its weight in gold. And I'm shocked when people don't do this. And it's a necessary expense to get a great customer experience when you're in somebody's home and can, not to your point, you said slick, but it's looks slickly professional. Mm-hmm. And that's worth a lot.
Yeah, it gives you that polished look.
Exactly.
Yep. That professionalism factor walking in the homes. To provide this digital platform, to give them the tools. It just makes you real and authentic, and all the things you hit on, moving into 2024, like business is getting harder, that these are those little things that can make a big difference in pushing that needle where companies need it.
Yeah. And I talked earlier about how like this industry will take anybody, like anybody can come and join this industry. You're welcome here. And like these sales leaders are so great. They'll train you up. It's so much easier to train somebody on how to sell these products when you have great tools to be able to hand them. It is so much easier to get a rep from day one coming into the classroom to start learning these products to out there selling and making their commission if you can give them something that helps them to sell.
Well, and I don't even think this, none of these even have to be high-end purchases. It does not have to be a $40,000 kitchen remodel. You can use a tool like this to help people visualize some of the most basic things. People sometimes just want to be able to see it in their mind. So I know your team is going to be at the event, and we are so excited to partner with you for this. I'm so glad to have you guys as a sponsor as well. But if people are so excited from this episode, they want to hear you sing, they want to learn more about the cat, and they want to learn more about your company where do they need to go to find out more today?
Well, if you'd like to hear me sing, I sing all over the city of Chicago, so you can find me here, but I will warn you, it is mostly classical work. So if that's not your thing, it's going to be a little weird for you. But we are really excited to be part of your event. Cody Carnes from our team is going to be on the ground at the event, and he's really looking forward to it. If you just can't wait and you really want to come talk to us, You can always go to ingage.io. That's ingage.io/get-a-demo. So engage.io/get-a-demo. And that'll connect you with one of our sales team members who'd be able to show you some of the content that we have for folks in your specific vertical. If you go to our website as well, we actually have a public content marketplace. This is my team's baby. We built this out this year, and it allows customers to actually get a look at some of the content that Ingage has built for all of these different verticals before you even come talk to us. So definitely worth taking a look.
Yeah, that it is very good. It's worth going there to see all the sales presentations and page templates and everything else.
Yeah, lots of really fun content. Our team has a blast building out content marketplace presentations because we work with hundreds of contractors, like I've said. And so we've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and we're able to kind of take the best from everybody's functionality in their presentations and then create really great content to help inspire you.
Last question from me. If you think about the future, where do you crystal ball think where do you sort of see this stuff going?
The technology for home services industry.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to just keep seeing digitization. I think that people are realizing this is what you need, especially to connect with homeowners. Everybody always says that it's younger homeowners who are driving this. I've never met anyone who's more online than my boomer mom. My mom is the most online person I know. She spends more time on her phone and on the internet than literally anyone I talk to on any given day. And if you want to connect with any customer, you have to have digital tools at your disposal. So I see digital transformation accelerating in this industry. I see the challenges that we're facing today continuing. You know, it's not that we're in such a challenging environment, it's that things have right-sided since COVID. So, you know, we're kind of back to the way things were in 2019 with lead flow and with like the typical type of business. And so I see businesses needing to invest more in their sales and marketing processes, getting back to basics, making sure that everyone on their team is singing from the same hymnal, you know, that they're all using the same language, the same tools. I think that's really what we're going to see in 2024. And, you know, I don't see this industry slowing down. I think that we are going to continue to see growth. It's just going to be steadier.
I agree with that. So Pam, thank you again. You did this, especially now when you're not feeling 100%, but you gave 110% of this podcast. So we appreciate it very much.
I'm a performer. I can sing through anything. So, you know,
it definitely shows. Thanks for sharing your passion and just all the great things you guys have going on with your platform there. I mean, there's businesses that definitely need this and can make a huge difference. So thanks for taking time for us out of Chicago there.
Thank you so much for having me. And we're really looking forward to the event.
Thank you. See you there.